2, 1.
Hooty hoo, and welcome everyone to the first edition of On Tap with Drunk and Disorderly Media. We will come on and share some articles with you along with our thoughts on the matters at hand. And then it will also be an opportunity for our subscribers to join us at the end of the show. We will go over and do some more time on our subscriber page. So we'll talk more about that later. You can support us by Venmoing. A one-time payment or a monthly payment option is available on our Anchor as well as Subscribestar. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. First article for this evening comes to us from CNN. I read them so you don't have to. 2 kids in Milwaukee, Wisconsin were shot, age 12 and 13 this weekend, by a driver who was upset they were pelting their car with snowballs. Luckily, the kids were found really quickly and their injuries were not life-threatening, so they will be okay. I'd like to talk about proportional reactions, people. A deadly weapon to a snowball? No, not proportional at all. The snowball's going to melt and it can kill you. So, this reminds me of a time when I was in high school is when Super Soakers came out, and my friend and I were driving around spraying people with water. It was 100 degrees out here in Nebraska, so it's not like, we're hurting anyone. One person threw mulch at our car. Okay, point taken. They didn't appreciate it. One lady yelled at us while she got wet. We sprayed her while she was mowing her lawn in her bikini. I assumed she'd like that. She's doing manual labor in 100-degree weather, but whatever. So, yeah, proportional responses, people. That's all I'm saying. So then our next article comes to us from Pennsylvania. Some folks over at Walmart found a little infestation of bed bugs. Someone had put bed bugs in a sealed bottle and placed that in a coat jacket in the boys department. And Walmart employees had found bed bugs crawling around. They called health officials and police and found more bed bugs throughout the store. So they will be taking precautions on that. No need to shut down the Walmart, I think the article said. Oh, yeah, luckily I'm far away from there and I don't spend too much time in Walmart, and I just try to keep my distance between me and the other shoppers, because I assume that's where any kind of bug infestation is going to come from. Okay, moving on. Story out of right. I can't talk tonight. This is my first time, guys. Be gentle. So, Reuters, Pentagon chief denies U.S. Troops are leaving Iraq. So I guess sounds like to me from the article, it was a little misunderstanding about a poor worded memo sent to Iraqi officials. The Pentagon chief says, yeah, no, we're not moving. We're just going to be moving around and possibly moving in more troops. We currently have 5,000 in the region or in Iraq, and we're just going to be moving around. So sorry if there was a misunderstanding in the poor worded memo. Honestly, if I would have read the way it was written, like, I would have assumed the same thing. So get it together, people. And then our fourth story comes from New York Times. This is the kind of thing that makes me just yawn, and it's kind of boring to me, but we're going to cover it. It's news. It's important. John Bolton has submitted a statement today saying he will be testifying against or in the Trump impeachment trials set to go forward maybe sometime soon. Nancy Pelosi says she's refusing to send charges forward to the Senate until Mitch McConnell agrees to running a fair trial, even though he has not all that much shots to be called in that area. So to me, this is it's political theater and a waste of time, honestly. Uh-oh. Oh boy. Thanks, Jimmy. Okay. So, yeah. Bolton told House and deeply concerned about meetings he witnessed between Trump, his then lawyer Giuliani, and Ukraine. Perhaps if you were so concerned about it, Mr. Bolton, you should have said something at the time and tried to tell the president, Giuliani, the best way to deal with this situation instead of whatever it is you're doing now. I don't know, you freaking war hawk. Um, and this guy, like 90 years old now, I don't know. Perhaps it's time for him to, um, they just keep sucking in money and never go away. And so for our last one, I'm going to talk about the wildfires in Australia and something that it doesn't seem that anyone else is talking about in regards to this situation. 183 people have been arrested in Australia for arson. 183. That means almost 200 people around the country are starting brush fires. There was some numbers on adults and kids. It looks like, with the kids being out of school and with the dry season, that is possibly the reason for the uptick. But this is an ongoing issue in Australia that is their climate crisis. And you don't see it in the mainstream media. You don't see it, the virtue signaling hypocrites in Hollywood talk about, please stop lighting our country and this beautiful country on fire. They don't talk about the millions of animals that have been killed due to these fires, the millions of hectares of land that has been destroyed, the thousands of homes destroyed, and the 18 people who have been killed due to these fires. So I think that's important to highlight the cause of these fires. And also, they're putting new environmentally friendly policies in place so that landowners can no longer do prescribed burning during the less dry season. So there's more crap to burn up during these brush fires that are being set by people. So, it's insane to me that at the Golden Globes they could talk about it, but no mention of the cause of it. They talk about climate crisis, but they don't want to talk about the fact that this is it's man-made, but in a different way. This was a very contrived activist type thing, it sounds like to me, because I don't see how 183 people in all different parts of this country that is bigger than the United States are just thinking, I'm just going to set a fire. I'm just going to set a fire. This sounds like it's an attack. So anyway, also Bernie Sanders telling people that, this is because you're not taking climate change seriously enough. That's why there's, a blood red sky and air you can't breathe and fire because of the fires in Australia. Oh, Bernie. Anyway, well, that's about all I have for you today, guys. Thanks for tuning in, and I hope to see you over on our subscriber page. Zach will drop the link in the chat, and you can obviously donate to us and support us on Venmo, Subscribestar, and Anchor. This has been our first episode of Drunk and Disorderly on Tap. Thanks for tuning in and have a great night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.